Not the ones that are coming up and going, please, sir, can I have $1 so I can go buy myself some wine? I was like, oh, whatever, okay. Just go out there and kill some mobs and you'll get some money, okay?
How's it go?
Or others like, hey, big boy, how's it going? Like, I like your look,
Walk with us as we escort you to safety, experience, and the adventure of a lifetime.
It's okay.
Holy crap, that was long.
What was long? My sigh?
Your transition.
Oh, okay. All right. So in light of that, it's kind of like a Good Samaritan type thing. It's one thing to see it in real life, but in a game, let's say you're running along. Again, I was watching this show called Dad of Light, and the son introduces his dad to Final Fantasy 14, intent on building a relationship with his dad because they don't talk out in real life. Maybe he figures he can start talking to his dad in game, and he was in the guild house, and all of a sudden his friends come and say, "Hey, your dad's in trouble. He's about to get killed." Like, what? He runs out. He's trying to kill this treant, and he's higher level than he is, and he's not doing very well. And so the son charges up and just smacks the tree and kills it. And it's like, oh yeah, so he helped his dad out. Okay, so his dad wouldn't die, even though, we all have died in game. Okay, so I don't know about that part. Anyways, so I was thinking about the fact that how often we run our quest, run along, and we see somebody, in trouble. Let's say they're not farming, they're not doing something that they can tell they're doing, but they literally are getting shut down. Right? They're like maybe half their life is gone or more, and the mob attacking is there. And how often do we just run by, say, whatever, okay, he'll die anyways, right? Parts of Camelot, because there was actual lots of XP, you felt you wanted to help out, but you also wanted to make sure you didn't help out to the point where you got attacked by the mob too and could die. So you had to make a careful interaction, but that also made more of a reason how you made friends back then, especially in Dark to Camelot. So sitting here going, well, I'm not going to run. Do I run myself towards somebody and help them out? I'm on my quest. I say I'm on an escort quest, on a timer. And also I see someone over here, like, oh my gosh, that person needs my help. Wait, I'm on a timer. More times than not, I'll just skip it. Cause like, what the heck, nowadays just go die, respawn, come out here again, right? No big deal, But I'm just curious. How often is it something that basically when you're running around doing it, do you do to help them? Do you make it a point of helping them, or you just kind of blow them off, And another thing is, like you mentioned, when you first met this other good people you met today, SirJahzeal, was like, if someone groups with you to quest, do you accept it? I've done these little mobs areas where someone also sends me a little group request. I'm like, okay, fine, yeah, let's group together, do it together because it makes sense. Right? I just blow it off. So I'm like, nah, I'm about to log off anyway. It's no big deal. So I don't know. Helping others in game, SirJahzeal. What do you think? Do you do it? Do you not do it? Is it a balance? I don't know what it is. Just what are your thoughts?
It's instinctual for me. When, for instance, Final Fantasy 14, when I'm running through and I'm just kind of charging from point A to point B, I'm on my own quest and I'm going through the fates, which are the little quest things that pop up and people level off of mostly. If I'm going through one and I see that there's someone, I'll mouse over them to see, if they're having a little trouble. And if they are, it's just by instinct that I just go ahead and I join it, do the adjust your level thing, and I join them to help. I If I see that they're not having any trouble and they're just walloping, then obviously they don't really need my help. So I guess yes, it is kind of a mixture, but if I see that they're having a little trouble, then yeah, I immediately do it, expecting no thank you, no nothing at all, really. Just the satisfaction of knowing that I helped someone. Yeah, it is different now. You're absolutely correct that it's not as necessary as it was back in the early 2000s when you would lose experience. You could actually de-level in some games That was terrible. You could lose abilities or you lose the use of abilities because of de-leveling. And sometimes, even if you got in a death cycle, it was just incredibly, almost impossible to get out of. And during those years, I always was there to help people because I always seemed to have people helping me out and getting me out of jams. And I thought it's only right. It's just the right thing to do to help people out. Um, as far as joining, people that randomly want to group up with me, uh, it depends. Normally, what I do is I don't decline it at first, but I whisper them and ask them, "Are you needing help with something?" And if they don't answer back, then I decline it. Or if they give some like, "Oh, I was just um, seeing if you needed help with your quest or whatever," and if I do, then I say, "Well, I could actually use some help," and if not, then I just say, "Oh no, I'm okay." But if you want to group up, I'll still group up, and um, I don't get a whole lot of those though, really. And again, being that modern MMOs tend to have where multiple people can tag the same mob and both get rewarded for it, you don't see that as much. Now, again, early to mid, even some of the games that came out in the late 2000s, uh, where the first person to tag it is the only person that's going to get a reward out of it. And they, especially the rare spawns or the ones that drop rare loot, uh, and you had to be in that person's group or you were getting squat, and then you got to wait another how many ever minutes or even hours or even days for some of them to respawn. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You would be seeing that and doing that a lot, but now that doesn't seem to be not in the games that I play right now currently. But um, I love helping people out that are lower level or just not as well equipped or whatever because I still have people come and see me struggling, and especially in Final Fantasy 14, and that's another reason why I love that community so much. They're just so helpful. Not everybody, I'm not saying 100%. There's still jerks everywhere you go in the world, no matter what game you play. But Final Fantasy 14 has been the best experience I've ever had in an MMO as far as community interaction and my interaction with them and just having a positive outcome to that. So yeah.
It's well said. That's yeah. I mean, you just expressed a very interesting point. 'Cause I did a lot more helping out in the early days of gaming, but like nowadays, I'm just like when I'm with myself, not in a group of people I know, but by myself, I generally decline, and I just also don't help out. I was like, I run past them. I might tag a mob or two because I'm like, I'll help them out there. I'm doing like if I go to an area where I actually have to deal like with the mini boss, so to speak, and I'm doing it, and they help me. I'll stay around to help the next couple of people come through, kind of like passing it forward or playing it forward. But that's why I'm thinking like New World when it comes out. I'm going to try to play it differently. I'm going to try to play back old school way of actually, if I'm not with anybody I know, of maybe like, yeah, helping out or join up a group or get to know someone. Say, hey, how's it going? Just do a little more talking with people that I don't normally do now. I mean, a lot of these games, I didn't know WoW had this, but WoW does have it. They have area talk where you literally can talk through the game. You don't mean to be into a Discord voice chat or any other. It's actually in the game, in-game chat. So, well, you, Solomon, what do you do when you play a game? You like a total soloist? You don't ever bother to help anybody else, or are you like some good Samaritan? You're always helping people out.
Pretty much the first part. The only time I really help people out is if I see somebody getting ganked in PvP, because like screw those guys, right? So it's like, yeah, if I'm in your faction and I see like another faction player from another faction, yeah, I'm totally gonna jump in and kill the guy because it's like it's part of the
Yeah,
game. Although
true.
I don't really see that as much anymore. I think the new world will have it more or less. I haven't PvP'd in that game a whole lot, so I don't know. But from what I can tell, I think PvP is still going to be a huge part of the game, especially when you go towards the end game side of things. But Honestly, yeah, I don't. It's like when I see somebody like I that's the thing. Like the MMOs that I play, I hardly see anyone struggling, and it's a totally different dynamic, especially in games like Black Desert Online, where you actually have grinding spots. Like you actually have to like claim spots because certain areas yield really high silver or currency or whatever it is that you're trying to get. And so when you're seeing somebody like killing mobs, don't help them. Like that's actually a big no-no in that game because like you're actually screwing up their grinding rotation, right? And it's so
Oh.
weird. Yeah, I've never played an MMO where that was the case,
Uh,
but in Black Desert Online it is. Like you're not, don't help them, you know. And so even if they're struggling, like you just don't help them because that's
hmm.
you don't kill mobs for
That's a
just
good point.
questing. Yeah. So, and actually, this actually just happened to me a few days ago. So in Star Wars: The Old Republic, it's this is some of the dumbest things they ever do in that game. Admittedly, if you don't pay monthly, you have an escrow on your account. So there's only so much money that you can actually spend because there's only so much money that the game will allow you to have. I know it's the weirdest thing. Like
Hmm.
it's like they say, oh, like Asian games are so pay to win, and that's true. But a lot of these American games are, it's like hold my beer. Anyways, um, and there was this guy. I was trying to redo my UI, so my character's just standing there like an idiot. And then some guy goes up to me, he goes, "Hey, that's a cool outfit, man." I'm like, "All right, thanks, whatever." He goes up to me, he's like, "Hey, I really want to buy this armor set, but I can't buy it because I'm a free to play player. Can you buy it for me?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna get scammed," but you know what? I don't care. I'll buy it for him. It's like it wasn't even worth that much. It's only worth 2 million credits. 2 million actually isn't really a whole lot. And so I went in just planning on giving it to him for free, thinking that he's probably not gonna pay, but it's okay. It's free gift, whatever. I'll help you out, whatever. But it turns out he actually was trying to pay me back. I
Oh,
actually
oh, nice.
initially turned down the trade because like I wasn't like I was still trying to buy it for him, the thing that he wanted off the GTN. That's what they call their auction house. And so I'm like, yeah, just take it, man. Don't even worry about it. It's like, oh, I I need to hop back on my alt and get the money from that character, and I could pay it back. I was like, don't worry about it. Just go. It's like enjoy it, man.
No, that's nice.
It,
That was well done.
well, I don't say that just because I don't want to pat on the back. I just, it's just like it's those
It's a
things where
way
it's
to
like,
play the game. Yeah, it's good.
yeah, it's one way to help people,
Yeah.
even if it's just cosmetics. And so, yeah, I mean, granted, if it was like worth 10 million or 20 million, I'd be like, no, you pay your $15 subscription and buy it yourself. But it was just 2 mil, like whatever. Um, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, I think if I was in his boat, maybe he really can't afford the $15 a month, and that's for some people, for a lot of people, that's the case. And so, I think so. First of all, it's a really dumb handicap they place on free to play players. Like, oh, if you don't pay us a monthly fee, then you're gonna put a cap on on the money, the amount of money you can have. Like, even Asian MMOs don't do that to you.
It is
So
It's
weird.
true.
I've always
so
had
that's
an
None that I
issue.
know of.
I've always had
yeah,
issues with
right.
SWTOR's free to play model. Yeah.
It is so weird, but that's different rabbit hole. That's another story altogether. But that was my point. It's just like, first of all, that feature sucks in the first place. But second of all, because that feature sucks, it's like I'm willing to help out. And yeah, it's so you can definitely help other people in MMOs, not just fighting mobs wise. There's different ways, like gifting stuff and like just helping people out through items, through cosmetics and whatnot. And so that's what I really like about MMOs. It's not just one thing. It's not a monolithic thing. There's other ways you could actually contribute, and that's what makes MMOs really fun.
No, that's I like that. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up too. I hadn't thought about that. That's the other way of helping people out in the game is literally doing that. I mean, I've had people come up to me and like, I'm brand new to this game and like I want to
Oh yeah, that's annoying.
money, right? It's like, like I'm like, go away from me, okay? I mean,
Yeah,
Right.
I don't like that.
the fact that this person was like, hey, I know I'm free to play. I can't get this armor. If you do it, then I'll pay you back. You know, versus like, oh, I'm just I'm brand new and I don't have any money to myself. Like, well, then just go questing, okay? You're gonna. I think we got our money. So let's go grow and grind. And of course, then there's the ones that are like, hi, good looking, and I'm like, are you a
Yeah,
probable male playing a female character? I'm like, I'm
Probably.
like,
no doubt.
I'm not going to deal with you because I think apparently you may just be trying to do the whole girl thing and shimmy up to me. Our topic right now was about helping people out in the game. SirJahzeal said it's part of his nature. He does it all the time. When he sees people helping out, needs to have that. Good night, Fred. Thank you for coming here. Have a bad good night. Hey, good night, Virus Podcast. Our internet is messing it up now, okay? And Solomon brought a good point up about helping people out who actually, heck, I'm a free-to-play player. I can't buy the armor. Can you buy it for me? And then someone's like, just keep the money. I've done that with people too, good people. Not the ones that are coming up and going, please, sir, can I have $1 so I can go buy myself some wine? I was like, oh, whatever, okay? Just go out there and kill some mobs and you'll get some money, okay?
How's it going?
Or others like, hey, big boy, how's it going? Like, I like your look, it's like, I like my look, and all of a sudden you're like,
I missed
okay.
it. Did you do that again? I totally missed that.
And there are people who do that, by there are guys who play girls who do that. They shimmy up to some guy-looking character just to pretend to be a flirtatious female, and they give gifts. People give gifts to female characters all the time.
But I wanted an example, though, Ken.
What?
I wanted an example of that.
I've never done that, so I have no idea. Okay.
Well, how do they act, though?
Hey, big boy. How's it going? Actually, it's you can't do that, okay? Voice chat's not done that way. It was all typing in the past. Anyway, nowadays, I suppose you can try to pretend. Hey, how's it going, big boy? It's really good to see you today,
Now do it with an Asian accent.
Is that wait? Is that a dagger in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? All right.
It's definitely.
Anyways,
it's definitely the second one.
We are
Jesus.
So earlier, making friends. Now we talk about helping people out. So now we're going to go on to our world quest. Okay, so check out the further adventures of Kennethan by liking and subscribing and watching me live on twitch.tv/Kennethan.